Good afternoon. Welcome to my Friday Live. Sorting out my cards. It is Friday, August 28th, and I am delighted to be here. If my calculations are correct, this is the 24th Friday that I am here, and that pleases me greatly in a great many ways. I said when we began back in March that I was going to do this until the end of the lock-in. I see no compelling reason for me to make a change, because it is still the best place to be at home. And my home is awesome, and I'm happy here and working and able to do a great many things because of the technology. So there will be Friday 25 in the beginning of September, which September is 6 months after March, I happen to know. So we're the time is going on. Hello, Amor. What a wonderful name. Welcome. I don't recognize your name. Let me know in the comments if you would like me to draw a card for you, because I will be happy to do that. I am using this card deck, The Wisdom of the Garden Path, and I'm thinking today I'm going to look at the energies that are coming to us in September, because September is very close, and we're in that time as we transition from August energy into September energy, just to be aware of what's going on. Okay. Is there a third party situation? I'm sorry, I don't know what that means. Are you asking, is this something about your relationship? You're concerned there's a third person in your relationship? That's not usually the focus of what I do, but we can ask the cards what spirit needs you to know, and you can, I'm sure you can figure it out. If you're old enough to have navigated here, you're old enough to figure out what it is that Spirit's telling you. I'm going to intend that the card I draw will make sense to you and will address what you need to know. Okay? For amor. Okay, so the card you have is number 32, Exploring. Okay, all right, so I was right. Exploring, so exploring is moving into space where you haven't been before. I don't know if that speaks to communicating with an ex. I would say, though, from my point of view and my extreme age, that if you cannot trust a boyfriend, then it might be time to trade him in on another one, or spend some time by yourself until you meet somebody that you can trust. This card, number 32, the 3 is about okay, well, if nobody else shows up, I will run a chart on that. Oh, oh my, okay. 3 is your point of inspiration, where new ideas, new concepts and things come through to you. 2 is the number of relationship and community, and they're adding up to a 5, which is about expansion. Which, if this is a literal answer to your question, I would be inclined to say that there is some exploration and some expansion going on, but I'm not entirely sure. Let me pull my little chart. Okay, so the 4th of the 9th, he's going to have a birthday. 1, 9, 8, 9. 4 and 9 and 1 and 9 and 8 and 9. So he is very much a skeptic who doesn't believe in this kind of stuff. And he's also, I think he would describe himself as very practical and reliable and all about physical reality, and maybe not so much about the spiritual, emotional, mental side of things. Someone who believes in rationality and logic, or they would say they believed in logic. That doesn't mean they always behave logically, but that would be what they said they believed in. These 3 9s are very concerning, and he came in September, so that was a deliberate act. Working through multiple 9s, and of course people who were born in the 90s did the same, and not everybody chose September wisely. 9 is the number of everything being connected. It's the holistic energy. It's where we understand that the decisions that one person make have a ripple effect, and they go out into the community and into the supply line. Depending what we buy, that decides what kind of factories they're going to be and where they're going to be, because everything is connected to everything else. When you have 3 9s, like this person does, there can be a very intimidating feeling, that knowing that what I do impacts everybody else, and I've got 3 of them, so they intensify and intensify. And because nobody wakes up in the morning planning to be evil, there turns from that a fear of, if I act, somebody else might get hurt. Something might go wrong. The ripples may go out and drown an ant that's on a reed, and we get afraid to do things, and we censor ourselves, and we kind of stay back, and we don't put ourselves forward. So it may be that he's doing some censoring of himself, and some double guessing, and being fearful of stepping forward. 1985. Okay, I'm on you now. So this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 15. You have a 4 as well. Oh, this is fascinating. I love it. Okay, so 2 and 4 and 2 and 1 and 9 and 8 and 5. You're so different from each other. Okay, so you've got 2 lines. You've got the 159 line, which makes you very determined. When you find something that you really, really believe in, you go all in, absolutely. You also have the 258 line. The 2 2s, and he doesn't have any 2s. 2 is the number of relationship and community, and how you deal with other people. So when you've got 2 of them, especially when you have only one, which is you yourself in your own identity, your central identity, then you have 2 2s, which is about how you relate, and that can sometimes suggest that you've come to learn to overcome being a people pleaser, and having that sort of predisposition to let other people make the decisions. I think this person is very indecisive this, what's his name, Leopoldo, because of those nines, is very hard for him to make a decision. And depending on your culture and your growing up, how you've been socialized, sometimes that turns into being really brash and loud and obnoxious to hide how shy and indecisive you are. Or it can mean that you're sitting in the house waiting for everybody else to make decisions. And for you, I think you would often prefer that the decisions were made for you. You have a very high emotional intelligence that is shows in the 258 line. There's a real balance with you. There's um, a lot more self-awareness about what you're feeling, and I have this instinct. You've said that right in your comment, right? Because you maybe can't point to something, but you know that and you feel it and you pick it up from the energy field around you. You are very, very connected with the energies that are around you all the time. um, you're also very practical. You've both got a 4 and you each get to it in such a different way. um, it means until you're 32, 85, 95, 105, 115. So 2017, there was a big change in your life. Um, you went from oh dear me, 6 and 5 is 2, 5, 1, and that's a 2. Okay, so you went from oh my, yeah, you've turned 35 already. There was a big change in your life when you were 32, though. And that translates, a lot of that is around relationships. I think that if I was going to if I was going I think working in service in something like working with youth at risk, or working with some sort of social work where you can be very giving and very caring, because you are, and you have a really, really good, you have good instincts about people, and you have an equanimity around the emotional intelligence, which is an important thing to teach young people. The most important advice I could give you is to not try and help other people until you've got yourself figured out. And when you fully understand yourself, then you can be objective with other people. So if you're doing the work and being realistic and transparent with yourself, and if you have connected to the truth that you are a yeah, you are a spiritual being having a human experience, and you are, when you look in the mirror, there is somebody profoundly beautiful and important and vital to the progress of the world. And you can stand alone. It's lovely when we find community and when we find a romantic partner who can support us and enhance our path through life. But if they're not there yet, that's okay, because you can still walk your path through life and make an enormous difference. I think that you are really good at carrying out plans. When somebody lays down an agenda, you intuitively know what it is that they're trying to do, and you're very good at putting it into action. So a job that has you doing that kind of stuff could be very valuable. Okay, I hope that answers your questions. I'm so impressed that nobody else came in and interrupted us. It is good. All right, is there anybody else here? I can't tell who else has showed up. I will go back to the cards for the minute. So in September, then just a minute. Yes. So 6 and 2 and 4 is 3. You're in a 3 personal year in 2020. So you have lots of new ideas and lots of inspiration coming to you and lots of ways that you're thinking differently. And in September, that's going to intensify because your year total is is amplified by September energy. So there will be things that you will realize it's time to let go of, and there will be opportunity to make way to clear the decks for things that are going to come in October and really help your path forward, open the world up for you. Um, Getting that exploration card, this is very much a time of growth for you, of uh, growing into a space that you've not been before, I think. Um, the visual on there is a bramble vine that had been confined to an area, and the land beside it went out of use. So all of a sudden, the bramble sort of turned and started exploring into a place that it had never been before. That's rather a nice image for where you're at in a 3 year, I think, to begin to listen to the voice. If you have a quiet practice, Amor, where if you pray or you meditate or you hug trees or if you do something athletic until you get into the zone and just be in a place where you can hear the wisdom that is accessible to you. Hello, Sonia. Welcome. Good to see you. Let me know in the comments if you'd like me to draw a card for you. I'm talking today about the energy for September because it's around, it's coming, it's almost here. It is my phone making funny noises. Okay, see if that helps. Okay. All right. So Sonia. Okay. Whoops. I'm waiting to hear if you'd like a card. And if there's anybody else here, please let me know in the comments. I can't tell. I have no idea who's here, who's not. And if you're lurking, that's all right. Maybe use your lurking time to like and follow this page here on Facebook at Exploring Paths to Cosmic Wisdom. And if you're watching this another day when it's just the recording, all right, okay, Sonia, I see that. If you're watching the recording either on Facebook or on YouTube, then go back to Facebook and like and follow the page, and then you will hopefully get notice of when I'm going to be here. Okay, so for Sonia, for September, with a special emphasis on career, these are difficult times for connecting with the paid works that we're going to do, because so many workplaces, so many jobs, everything is in such flux. Things are changing. How it's done is changing. Where it's done is changing. So getting in touch with the energy that will help you to promote your path in paid employment. Okay. Oh, all right. So you have the deadly nightshade, which is telling you to pay attention, which is essentially saying don't rush into anything on impulse, and don't grab the first job that's offered to you just because the job is offered to you. These are lovely, shiny, juicy looking, attractive berries, and they will make you very, very sick. So pay attention. Read any small print. The 29 2 is about relationships, which when you're looking at a job, there's somebody offering and you taking. When you're moving into training, there's a trainer and there's you as a student. When you're looking at choosing a field, it becomes very important that you look at what you are going to do, what your clients, whoever you're serving, if you're making things, what does your customer looking for? There's that relational aspect to all work, pretty much always. 9 is the number of interconnection, that holistic energy that connects everything to everything else. And any work in the economy right now, particularly, we see how one change can impact multiple industries and literally hundreds of thousands of people. So being conscious of that interconnection and figuring out where you would fit in a place that would be secure is part of this. When we add the 2 and the 9 together, we get 11, which is a master number, and it's when we add the 1 and the 1 again, we get the 2. So we're back again at that whole relationship thing going on. 11 reminds us of our intuition, our ability to know things without having learnt them. So when you pay attention to your own to your heart, if two jobs are offered that look kind of the same, but one of them makes you go, oh, I want to do that, and then the other one, for some reason, other people would think it was more attractive, maybe it's a little more money or something. um, make sure you're listening to your heart, because you know what your intentions were before you came into life. So getting into that place, getting quiet, listening to your wisdom, this is very important. And pay attention to, maybe you do want to go where the big money is, and that's all right. But pay attention to how you learned that. Did you learn that because of your own experience and your own making your own choices and realizing that that absolutely is what would make you happy? Or are you following the money because somebody else has taught you and society at large has told you that the only thing that matters is money? Because that is not true. It might be the thing that matters for you, but it's not at all the only thing. Sometimes a job choice that is about following your dream, that is about serving people, that is about um, fulfilling a place where you can gain respect, and so long as you have a roof and food, then there can be such a thing as enough money. So making choices based on what your heart is calling for and not what other people have taught you or told you or are pressuring you to do. Pay attention to yourself, to your own knowing. You have wisdom. Um, and before you came, I truly believe that before we come into the human experience, we have an intention of what it is we're going to learn, what it is we're going to do. And so when we get quiet, when we get centered, when we listen to our the voices, the feelings, whether we call it a higher self or a deeper self or whatever it is, that information is there, and we can fulfill our intentions and our destiny. You are welcome, Sonia. It's good to see you here. I don't recognize your name. Please like and follow the page, and head over to my website for my newsletter, I'm here every Friday. I said back in March, this is the 24th, I believe. I said back in March that I was going to do this every Friday while we were locked in. And even though the restrictions are loosening in a lot of places, I'm very blessed to have a situation where I can stay at home most of the time. And so I do. I do a lot of work online, of course, meet people in Zoom and Facebook video and that kind of thing. And I'm always happy. Well, welcome, Sonia. I'm so glad that you're here. And I hope that this won't be your last time, because this is what I do on Friday afternoons, is meet people. It's lovely. Lovely, lovely. And I think, I don't know if Amor is still here. I don't remember that name either. I'm a little, it's very unusual for so few people to be here at this time of day. Facebook changes how it posts the posts, I guess. So it is, it's very unpredictable who might show up, who will and who won't. Okay. All right, so for people who are watching on the video, I do usually pull a card for the community, people who couldn't be here at this moment. So if you're watching later, the card for you, and indeed anybody who's lurking and not asking specifically for a card, this is for you too. Something that will serve you to have the information. It comes with, oh, this is beautiful. Hey, Sally. Oh, it's good to see you. Okay, community card number 10, self-awareness. That's lovely, because the last two people I've talked to, that's one of the things that is in their reading, is the importance of being centered and in themselves and knowing what's going on. That is lovely. Okay, I might talk about that again later. Woohoo, Sally Jane. So good to see you. Let me know in the comments if you want me to draw a card for you. I'm so impressed. It's what, 3:30 in your time zone. Very, very good. Thank you for making the effort and getting here. It's lovely. It's so long since I've seen you. When did I see you? 2012 it would have been. Wow, that's a long time. We need to change that. When you're coming to Ottawa. It is... So, it's an awesome card deck I'm using, Sally. It's called Wisdom of the Garden Path. And it's all pictures taken around the property where I know you were. Oh, splendid, you have a friend. Excellent, I love it. Okay, so I will draw first for you. Does your friend want a card as well? Let me know that. We're looking at the energies for September and what's going on. And hello, Mariam. Hello, hello. Okay, so I'm going to draw for Sally, and then for Sally's friend, if she agrees to that. Okay, for Sally. Ooh, this is cool. All right. So, Sally, the card for you is number 12, and it's the sumac. And the message in it is about story. So, this is This is the berries of the sumac can be made into ink, and that's kind of why this ended up being my story card. Originally, it was used for decorating skin, but of course, we can write our story if we have ink. 12 is a wonderful number. It is the number one, which is your central identity, that spirit which is Sally since the beginning of time and will be forever. And two, which is the number of relationship and community and being with other people. And add them up, you get a three, which is your creative energy, that place where inspiration comes through you and brings stuff into the world. So this sumac tree, you can tell that all of the stages of leaf are represented in here. The whole story of how the sumac changes from yellow to green to red to bright red. The whole story of the whole season is written right there in this frame. And as you look at your who you are, how you are with others, and what that calls you to do, what the ideas that flow through as you're looking at it, that becomes the story that you tell yourself, and that becomes the person that you become. So being aware of those energies is what the cards say you need to remember during September. So there. Okay. Now you said yes. I'm sure I asked if your friend wanted a card, so I'm going to take that yes. And Marianne, let me know um, explicitly if you'd like me to draw a card for you. And after Nathan, I will draw for Mariam. And that will please me no end. Okay, so for Nathan, what Nathan needs to know for the energies of September as they're coming closer and riper and into our fields. Okay, all right. So Nathan, you've drawn number 11, which is one of the growth cards. The it's empathy is that ability to feel what other people feel, that ability to put yourself in their position. The yellow is the color of the solar plexus chakra, and that's where our identity sits, our who we feel we are, our image of ourselves, and how important we feel ourselves, and the place that we would honor ourselves. The 11 is that ability to stand beside somebody else, to you are yourself, and the person with you is themselves. The one is that central identity. So we have two central identities, and when we add them together, we get a two, which is a relationship. And that doesn't necessarily mean a romantic relationship, but you know, your interactions with your taxi driver and with the cashier and with your boss and your coworkers, those are all relationships. But in this case, this card is asking you to pay attention to your own feeling and to how it is separate from the feelings of other people, and try to um, to empathize, to understand what it is that they are going through. Even though you can't see through their eyes, you can remember the time that you saw the view from that angle, or whatever applies to that. It's a really nice card. It's a place of growth. As you community card today was self-awareness, which it's as you become aware of yourself, and this is number 10, so it's yourself and the cosmos together. The next one is number 11, where you stand in your own self and you allow somebody else to stand in themselves. and you honor them just as you honor your your identity. Okay, Mariam, I see you say hi, but I don't feel like I have your permission to draw cards. So if you could type in the comment again, let me know that you do. That would be wonderful. And meanwhile, Sally Jane, it is so good to see you. We have to. Do you Zoom? Do you FaceTime? Do you do other things? I know your schedule's really, really busy, and mine is too. But there must be a way that we can coordinate a conversation sometime. That would be lovely. Really, really nice. Okay. Mariam. Mariam's gone missing. And a lot of my regular Friday people seem to have gone missing. Sometimes I have a whole crowd here by 1:15. Okay, that does make sense. I hope so. Good, good. There may be a delay. Sometimes there's as much as a minute or more between when you type and when I see it. However, I'm seeing Sally's thank you. Okay, yes, draw it, says Mariam. Here we go. Thank you for that. I didn't mean to keep you waiting, but I do feel that I need your permission to do that. Okay. Mariam. Oh, I love this card. I love all these cards. Anybody who watches. Um, Optimism. The one, which is yourself, and the six, which is that lovely humanitarian energy that you bring to things, that you serve your community, that you make your contribution to the progress of everything going on. They're adding together to a seven, which is the teacher. So you're setting an example by what you do, that other people are learning from you, even if it doesn't mean that you're standing in a classroom at a chalkboard teaching lessons. But as you move through life, you are all the time learning, and other people are learning from you, and you can be really optimistic. I love the sunshiny aspects of these dandelions. They're the next best thing to happy faces. um, you can feel good about what comes next. You can feel optimistic about the future. You can feel that whatever is going on, the outcome is going to be positive in the long run. That doesn't always mean that everything is sunshine and roses, but it does mean that whatever happens, you will learn from it. And when you look back in 5 years or 10 years, you will realize what a wonderful experience it has been to include in your journey through human life. Okay, I hope that makes sense for you, Mariam. And yes, Sally, I do absolutely. Yes, it looks as though there's lots going on. And while I think of it, do send my love to Andre Jr. And I know somewhere I have a picture taken in your kitchen with my Scott and your Andre Jr. I think we were making a cake. I see Scott often, so it will be. Hello! If I get bored. Yeah, because I get really bored, Jen, when I do this. What I was born to do. Okay, you're welcome, Mariam. Okay, I'm glad that makes sense for you. Splendid. So I am going to draw for Jen, and I'm going to keep on whining about the fact that I don't get the icon that tells me with a number of eyes how many people are watching. Because. All right. So for Jen, for what she needs to know about the energies coming in September.
Ooh, yeah, I think this fits what I know about you.
All right. So, synthesis. These brambles. Have you seen this before? This is one bough in the brambles in actually this kind of time of year, and you can see that some of them are still just forming hard and white and tiny in the background, and there are some that are kind of green and some that are yellow and some that are pink and some that are reddish, and all the way there's a couple in the front that are very ripe and black and ready to be eaten. The idea is synthesizing whatever creation you're working on, and I know you've got a bunch because you're an artist and that's what you do, taking information from all different places in all different stages of development and bringing them together and synthesizing something new that has never existed before. The 15 is that the one that is Jen, that is that central identity, that seed of an entity that will, it has existed since the beginning of time and will exist forever, and it is Jen and it is growing. Um, the 5 is the number of expansion and adapting and adjusting to new situations and just becoming more. And they add together to a 6, which is the number for service, for contributing to your community, for making life improved and progressed for the people around. It's humanitarian energy, and it's the place where we connect to beauty, because beauty, that which beautifies the world and beautifies society around us, is that service that we pay to being in the physical realm. So this is lovely. The orange color is the fruiting energy, which means that things you've done in the past and learnings that you've had in the past, techniques that you've learned in the past, um, they're coming now to a place where you can use them, where they're coming into the full fruit. So as you put together all of the different things that you know and you have and you've learned and you want, you're creating something really, really special and unique to you that nobody else could possibly bring into the physical realm. It's an expression of your entire experience up to this date. It's so cool. I like that. It is good. It is good to see you if you get bored. Yeah. All right. Is anybody else here lurking quietly, watching silently, who would like me to draw a card for them? Yeah. It's interesting. The last couple of weeks, you are so welcome, Jen. Always, always. What I do. Um, the last couple of weeks, I forgot to do the early promotion on Friday morning, and I did it at the last minute, and lots of people showed up. Today, I remembered to do it early, and I've got a lot of new names, and um, only later that I'm seeing some of the familiar people. So I don't know what that says about Facebook. I really don't. Tis what tis, I guess. All right. So September's coming with its 9 energy. Nine is a time of completion. Here in the north, it's when things are coming into fruit, when crops are ripening, when the cycle of growth and heat and summer's coming to a close. There's lots of things um, just just logically ending in the northern hemisphere. For the year, that means that the four of 2020, that's through the whole year, that really solid, reliable, foundational energy that as we create a new future, we're putting down the paving stones to build on. And when we add the 9 energy of September, then we get a 13.
and we add the 1 and the 3, and we're back at 4 again. So we've started the foundations through the whole year. We've in September we'll be able to release some of the things that no longer serve us. That as the world has changed, and it surely has, we realize that there are things that don't need to go with us to the future. So we can redesign the platform that we're using for basing our construction, and it means that we're going to be able to get ready for new and wonderful things in October, and preparing the way for a very changed look at what goes forward. As time goes on, more and more things I'm hearing about that people are going, oh well, we can't do it ever like that anymore. A lot of people I know who started off working from home for this next couple of weeks in March. Now their companies are giving them money to buy desks, to upgrade their computers, to work from home, and those same companies are getting rid of a lot of their office buildings because there's no benefit to operating buildings when people can effectively work from home. Obviously, not every company can work like that, but those that can will. And in September, that kind of thing, that getting rid of stuff that doesn't serve, is going to be going on in a lot of different ways, and a different lots of different flavors and things that we might not think of now, but by the end of September we'll be going, oh look what happened, not doing that anymore. Stopped that, closed that, concluded that, finished it, cut it off, whatever it is that that describes how that 9, that coming to the end of the cycle, is going to be made part of the history of this year. All right, it's nearly 10:02. If anybody's lurking there and would like a card, now would be the time to let me know. I always feel bad at 10:02 when there's nobody around, because then I'm talking to the video audience and I don't know whether I can tell them to just turn it off and go have a coffee, or if they need to hang in there because 5 people are coming in at the last minute. Wouldn't be the first time. Would not. So the community card that I drew this time, in case you're lurking or fast forwarding through the video, we drew number 10, which is the self-awareness card. I love this. It was looking through a blossoming rose bush that wild roses, it says. So 1 is that identity, that person that you are, that soul that is forever. And the 0, of course, represents the entire cosmos. And when we add them together, you're getting a lot of static. Oh, I'm sorry, Jen. That's not good. I wonder why. I have no intrusion here today. Sometimes there's lots of noise here in my space, but today there isn't. Okay, so 1 and 0 add together, and we come back to the 1 and that connection with our cosmic reality, the fact that we are a piece of source energy expressing itself. I really like this card. And it's again a growing card, that green bottom on it, that developing and learning and expanding, that is growth as we become aware of ourselves and who we are and what we're doing. I'm not sure what to do about that. Did that make a difference? Do you hear me better if I've done that? But I don't know. What else? It's going to be my last Friday in August now. Can't believe it. Next Friday will be September. There were days when there was snow on the ground at the beginning of the lock-in. And now I go out and a couple of places, I don't go very far, but we do have trees around where I am. And I'm seeing little places where the frost has touched the edge, and there's a branch or two of leaves starting to color with autumn colors. It's amazing. The time has gone very, very quickly for me. I'm so glad you're here, Jen. That's nice. We will have to do something where we actually dialogue sometime very soon. It's so cool that you stay. Thank you. Is the sound any better? Is it still staticky? It occurs to me, I don't know if I've ever done, I probably have, but I don't know. I'm thinking, what do I know about your birthday? It's the 23rd of April, is that right? Have I done this? Millennium 10. Okay, still static. Oh dear. Okay, you have a 1 and a 9 in your birth year, yes? 2 and 3 and 4, is that right? Maybe I haven't charted this. This doesn't look familiar. It's the 23rd of April, yes? Yes. Okay. So you have a 147 line. Have we done this before? Because this is so correct, what I know about you. 147 is the line of manual dexterity. Kind of person who, oh, I don't know, does textile arts and makes things and yeah. And gardens and sometimes cooks. I don't know if you cook, but absolutely, yeah, creating things with your hands that didn't exist before. And you've got the 1, 2, 3 line. It's the 23rd of April, yes? Yes, I'm sure it is. So you have the 1, 2, 3 line, which is the line of organization, which, given what I know about your history in the film industry, there's a real need to be, checking things off the checklist. I don't. Would it be really wrong of me to say someone good with their hands? Yes, you behave. I see you sometimes distracted by your life at the moment, but I know that's about where your brain is, and that's totally allowed. I think your natural setting when you're able to to be fully expressing yourself and not dealing with a whole lot of other stuff, that you are actually really quite organized and very capable of bringing order to chaotic situations. So I can't believe we've not done this. This is so unlike me. So you have an 8. I think we might have talked about the 8. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe. I don't know. So 8. So this year, you're in a 3-year this year for 2020. So, and that kind of fits because you have expanded your activities based on the changing world that you're doing things now you wouldn't have been doing before March. And yeah, you've kind of followed the inspiration, you've had thoughts and followed through on them, and created some good stuff. So that fits. That really does fit. Next year, you're going to get very much squared away things that need to be dealt with. That's good energy coming to you next year, or coming like in your personal field. That's going to serve you very well, I think, because I know where you're at, and that's okay. Okay, so we have 4 more minutes. If anybody's out there, last chance is coming for you to get me to draw a card for you. The gardening, the sewing, the artwork, especially the sewing is what speaks to me. But you do also, I think, woodwork and repair work and yeah, aluminium sheathing on things, and you absolutely create stuff. Okay, all right, could be, don't know, but yes, one of these days I will pay attention, and we will just do it. I don't know quite why we're not. All right, 3 minutes and counting. This is often when I get 2 or 3 people all come in at the same time. It's quite remarkable. Friday, my Friday um, Friday's obligation that moves from time to time is at 3 today. So when we hit 3 o'clock in 3 minutes, I am going to shut her down fast and rush off to my Zoom screen. I have to say, I really like this ability to be with different groups of people in different places at different times. Doesn't usually brush up quite as close as this, but it's still doable, and it's so cool, and I really really like it. And that means that I will go there late if somebody is lurking and would like me to draw a card for them. Otherwise, but it means that by in an hour and 15, I will be free for the rest of the evening. Jen, just saying. Ba-dum. I don't know what else is new and exciting. September's going to be neat, I think. I think there's going to be a lot more. I'm starting to see people. Yes, hooray for Zoom. Um, it feels to me, the people that I'm exposed to and hearing speak and reading, that there is now an understanding that we're not going back. And I think September is going to really entrench that idea that the past is behind us, and there's nothing we can do that is going to put us back where we used to be. So it's going to make for an interesting month as we envision where it is we're going to go, where it is we want to go, and stop with the any kind of attempts to go backwards, because we can't go backwards. That's not how it is, not at all. All right, Zoom. Maybe Jen, you and I will Zoom later. I am not convinced that anybody else is going to show up, so I think I'm going to shut her down. And oh, it's goodness me. There's a timer that tells me how long will be my video. It's at 59:53, so I feel I'll be obliged to let it run until it says an hour. There we go. Okay, so goodbye, everybody. Stay home if you can. Stay safe if you can't. I will be back next Friday, same bat channel, and I hope you have a wonderful time. Bye bye.